Hello YouTube, Ultra Maximus here, and I'm back with another Transformers review. This time we're going to take a look at a Cybertron figure, and it's kind of odd for me because I don't have many. I think I have like two, maybe three, this being one of them, and this time we're going to look at Soundwave. And, he's kind of an interesting figure. I actually passed on this figure the first time I saw it. I just was like, nah, no thanks, I'll pass. And I kind of regretted doing that because I didn't see it for a long time. In fact, it took about a year before I saw another one. It was in a Meyer store over in Southport, not too far from me, and it was like 20 bucks. The box was a little roughed up, but I'm like, you know what? I haven't seen this figure in a while. I'm going to go ahead and pick it up, and I'm glad I did because this figure is kind of a historical hallmark or landmark in the toy line, the Transformers toy line, because this is really the first new mold of Soundwave that we received since G1. I think there was a Soundwave in G2 that was a plane, but I don't really count that because it didn't look like Soundwave. This one does. It's got the Soundwave head sculpt, and it's got the blue and silver and gold color scheme of Soundwave. And so to me, this was the first new incarnation of the character. And the other thing that was real big to me with this figure was this proved that Soundwave could be something other than a cassette tape, and or a cassette player. And I liked that. I thought that was a good thing. So here he is. He's a bomber, I guess, a Cybertronian bomber. He's kind of got this stealth fighter kind of look up front, but he's so bulky. And it's funny because all the images of this guy kind of show him like about this angle, because they don't want to show you can see right through the thing, and that's kind of disappointing. This particular mode is okay. There's a lot of detail on it, and I like the fact that you can see a lot of the panels. I mean, it's got a lot of panel detail everywhere, and we got these really cool gold paint apps, red paint apps, silver, blue. I mean, it's in the Soundwave colors, but it's just, I mean, if you look at it from the top there, this is really kind of junk. Not very good at all. It's got these kind of weird, funky teeth thing going on up front. Underneath, here's the vehicle underneath. We can obviously see Soundwave's tape deck chest piece there. We do have a lot of detailing going on under there. It is on wheels. It's got wheels here, here, and here. It does roll pretty good, which is kind of nice. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's not, it's okay, I guess. I really do like the gold apps on the wing. That's probably one of my more favorite pieces of it. And the top part's black. I'm not really sure why that's black and the rest of it's blue. And he's got his little logo. I think that's the planet he's from. I think it's Planet X. I don't know. I can't remember that much from Cybertron. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's not too bad, I guess. I like the robot mode a lot better. Now, the one cool thing is these pieces here come off, and they're his bombs, and they turn into weapons. So we'll talk about that here in a little bit. And this one here slides off. That one's translucent purple. So yeah, and then of course we've got this piece here. Now this is a Cybertron figure, so it comes with cyber keys, and this is obviously not his. I don't know what I did with his cyber key. If you've never seen a cyber key, this is a gimmick piece for this series. It's got the little Decepticon logo in there, and all the keys fit the Transformer. You just basically plug this into a spot. It's right here on this, and then what this is going to do, mine's a little stiff, so it won't work all that great. You push this all the way in, and you're going to be able to release the tape deck piece here, and then this can fall out, and then this is going to become, this bomb becomes Laserbeak, which is kind of cool. So we'll talk about that here in a second. The thing I don't like about the cyber key stuff, if you lose this cyber key, you can't open his chest. Now, on some characters, it may not make that much of a difference, but it makes a huge difference on this guy because his chest piece is pretty important for getting Laserbeak in and out, and that's I know it's a gimmick, and I know it's what it did to sell the toys, but I'm not too thrilled with that gimmick. Although I do have to say, it's still better than mech tech weapons. So, transforming this guy real quick. You want to pop this piece off here, fold the wings down like so. His legs are going to come out of here. Just kind of flip him around. This is going to become his arm. Let's kind of get that over and out of the way. This is his other arm. Just sort of pop that off of there and bring it over here, and then we're going to come around. I like to spin his legs. Go ahead and get his legs in order. His feet are going to fold up, and he's got high heels. That's kind of weird. And then you're going to kind of pull this over and fold that down that way so it connects, and then you're just going to kind of pull everything down there till it connects. And then you want to flip his arms out, flip this around. His head's going to flip this way, spin around, and then you're going to connect in his arms onto the chest, and that will help stabilize everything, if I can get this on here. Alright, so here he is in robot mode. Alright, so here's Soundwave in his robot mode. And it's an okay robot mode. It's got its faults, and it's got some good things to it. He does have a very Soundwave-like head sculpt. See if I can adjust this a little bit better here. How's that? There we are. He's got a really good look on his face there. He's got some nice light piping. So there he is. Now, it's purple. It's not red, which is very strange to me, but that's okay. I can live with that. He's got a gold mask instead of silver, but the head sculpt is very, very much in the style of G1. But his head sits a little high on this. I don't know if you can lower it down just a bit. No, it just doesn't want to go. Yeah, it's a shame. His head's just a little bit high. The chest piece looks really nice. I do like that. Very much like the G1 figure. It's got a nice, you can see the detail molded into the plastic itself. Nice little G1 logo. We got some nice red highlights. Looking real cool. Lots of detail around his waist and codpiece area. The wings, I mean, they're okay. I mean, he's a jet, so he's going to have wings. Problem is they don't move. They're very, very stiff. He's just kind of attached to this big backpack. Now, there are lots of little details on the back as well. His legs have some good detail on them, but they're way too small, and he's got these little high heels, and they don't sit right. Articulation on this figure sucks, I will say that. You pretty much just put him in this position, and there he is. Due to these big jet pieces hanging off and the immovable wings, he just very few poses. And then you've got this gigantic piece here. Just annoys me. What I do is usually just kind of bring it forward and use it kind of like a shield, even though he doesn't have a sword or anything. So yeah, that kind of stinks, but what are you going to do? So lots of pros and cons to this figure. Now, his weapons transform as well. This one here, just right here, he's got a little purple. These are all his little bombs, little translucent purple one. This one's got a bunch of stuff around it. And, of course, the black and red one, which becomes Laserbeak. These are his bombs that he can drop from bomber mode. And they do transform, and that's a gimmick I do like. Unlike the Cyber Key gimmick, you know, and because Here, we're going to put the cyber key in, and then you can get the thing in all the way. Then you can open up the chest piece. Well, problem is, if you lose the cyber key, that becomes worthless. So, yeah, that's kind of a bad deal. I understand the gimmick, but if you lose the piece, it becomes worthless. Especially if you're trying to get Laserbeak in and out, you know? This one is kind of cool. It's got some detail in the translucent plastic. You can kind of see it here. There we go. So it's got some really cool translucent molding pieces in there. It is kind of an odd piece to work here. I always need something to pop stuff out because I have no nails. There we go. This piece will flip out, maybe. There's that, and then you've got this piece to become the handle, and he's got this cool little gun thing. That's kind of neat. Again, just kind of show, we get lots of really cool translucent plastic molds in there. Looks really neat. I always put this weapon in his hand. This is the one I have him hold in his hand. Looks kind of cool, and it matches a little bit this side over here. So, yeah. This one has a bunch of little pieces. This has got translucent plastic pieces and gray pieces that pop out. So this kind of has three little blasters, three little purple blasters, and lots of detail on this guy. Looks really, really neat. And the cool thing about this one, you've got up here on his shoulder, you've got a little peg hole that you can plug this into. If I can get it in there. Like that. And he's got a shoulder mount weapon very similar to G1. So that's pretty cool. I do like that. And then lastly, we have little Laserbeak. And all you do is unfold him. Unfold his wings. His little feathers. Little metal feathers. You're going to pull his tail down. You're going to pull his head up. Pull his legs down. And then flip his feet. And he actually, that's a pretty complex transformation for such a tiny little transformer. Very impressive and very, very cool. He has some pretty good articulation with these feathers and drop him and his wings. I really do dig that. He also has some nice detail. If you look, he's got these nice little red spots, these little vents or turbines, I guess you call them, and he also has them on the bottom, which is very cool. He's got little red eyeball, which is very neat. And then he also has, let me put it up here, can kind of see it there on his shoulders. He's got two little itty bitty guns right here that are on his shoulder, very reminiscent of G1. So this guy is really, really cool. Unfortunately, he does not sit on Soundwave's arm very well. I mean, you can set him up on the arm if you raise up Soundwave's arm like this. The problem is this shield thing's in the way, and there's nothing for him to really go there. Now, on the top of it, we have two peg holes, and you can either put your weapons, mount them up there, or what I like to do is mount little old Laserbeak up here. He's got a little peg on his bottom. You can mount him up there, and he's ready for attack. So he sits on his shoulder up here. So I like that. I think that looks pretty cool. This is how I display him. So yeah, there he is, Soundwave. Would I recommend this figure? If you can find him relatively cheap, yeah, sure. If you're a Soundwave completist, you'll want him. He is kind of a landmark figure, like I said before. This is really the first major redesign of classic Soundwave that we've gotten, and it really shows that Soundwave can be something else other than a tape player. So if you can get him for under $20, yeah, sure, pick him up. Now, they did do a repaint of him for Autobot Blaster in the red and gold. I passed on that. And then they did a repaint of him as Sound Blaster, I think, where he's black and he's got the red tape deck here. I believe they did that. I believe that was a Japanese issue. So, may be wrong. If I'm wrong, leave a message. But yeah, so there he is. Transformers Cybertron Soundwave. Thanks for watching, guys.